Everything going? I think that was us.
Yeah.
Alright. So, what the hell am I doing?
You're playing as Dirty Japs.
Well, fuck you.
You fascist.
So rude.
Alright. So, I'm gonna be honest, I can't help you too much because Japan is a very special type of play because, well, you need a strong navy. Otherwise, you're fucked. On the upside, you should have a somewhat decent navy because, as stated just then, you need a strong navy, otherwise you're fucked. Currently, you have Manchuria and Japan, and that little green bit to the left is your puppet.
Okay.
That's China.
So I'm gonna want to take over them.
Yeah. The Mongolia and Tanatuvia, those two countries right there, are puppets of the Soviet Union and are part of the Comintern. If you look at the bottom right, click the little star. Bottom right, very bottom. Up. There you go. That'll show you the factions. So zoom out. That's the Comintern. And then the Allies is just the British Empire. And then the Axis are only Germany.
USA. Alright.
So, go back to your regular view. Your map views are the soldier. And then below that is naval superiority, which will show you the different ocean regions. And below that is air superiority, which you have none because you don't have planes in the air.
Well, why the hell not?
Because you're not at war, so it's not really that near. If you look at the little bottles on the top, it tells you what you need to do.
These?
Yeah, so you have research slots available. 4. That's good. Major combat should have 4. Notice all the tabs on top, so don't just focus on the infantry tab.
Not medical? It's support battalion.
This is support, so you have your engineer corps. You have your engineer corps, your recon, your military police, your repairs, field hospital, logistics, and radio battalion or company. And then your next tab is your tanks. You have fuck all for tanks. You have the Type 94 and Great War tanks at your disposal.
Well, that's great.
Also, if you look at the years, you want to pay attention to that, because if you research something ahead of time, it'll have a negative effect. So if you were to, like the Type 95 heavy tank and the Hago are both fine to research because they're within your time. Whereas if you were to then research the Chiha before 1939, you'd suffer a penalty.
Why?
Because it's ahead of time.
So,
Your next tab is artillery. You have dick for artillery as well. Wow. How did Japan do so well? Your next tab is your doctrine. I have not dabbled in doctrine that much. But basically it gives you various perks for various things. And next is your Navy tab, which has all your boats. And at the very bottom you got your submarines. Bottom here, your landers. Those are what used to be naval invasions. You have your naval doctrine. And then you have your planes. But you have fighters, tactical bombers, and on the far right, strategic bombers. Just drag anywhere on here that isn't one of the boxes. So, if I remember correct, I mean hover over tactical, where it says tactical bombers. Hover over the actual words. Yeah. Okay. So tactical bombers are designed to help your ground troops whereas strategic bombers are meant to attack like factories and such of your enemies. They're the two different types. As you can see,
I'm just gonna build jet engines right now.
you shouldn't. The next tab is your air doctrine, and then your engineering and industry.
I'm guessing industry is important.
Yeah, I mean all of it's important. The construction, that left one is the first one to start construction, and then on the right it lets you get that lets you get better at harvesting your resources.
So I should probably do these two.
I don't know. Your engineering is quite important. I mean, all of it's obviously got its benefits.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go back to your engineering tab. You have, if you go down that right part, the two down, up one. It's on both. You have, I'm sorry, decryption and encryption. Basically, decryption lets you see what other countries are working on as far as their like national focus and their research, and encryption prevents other countries from seeing what you're doing. You have your rockets and your nuclear bombs. Those don't come into play until the 40s.
Now.
You can. You're gonna waste all your time though. Yeah, so now kind of look at what you want to do. You have 4 research slots right now. So, yeah. You're pretty good on ships. You're not that far behind on ships. I would recommend going to engineering ring and getting the transistor.
This
That
one?
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a very smart one to get early because it's the first one in the engineering. And then just click that, and then choose.
This again.
Yeah.
Would it make it go faster?
No. With tanks, it's the same as real life. So basically, lighter tanks, the light tanks, are much faster and they're much easier to produce, but they're a lot weaker and have a lot less firepower. Heavy tanks require a lot more resources and more time to produce, but they're much stronger and have a heavier firepower, but they're also slower. There's also the Type 2604, which is your super heavy tank. At least it roughly should be Japan's super heavy tank, based off the models of Jordan and whatnot. Being a huge history buff, I know that the heavy tank was quite prominent in World War II, especially by Germany, as it was Hitler's fascination of big
Yeah,
extreme
well, he
weapons.
made the fucking rail tank, so
Yeah.
that kind of tells you.
Modern day, we go with medium tanks because they're the best trade-off of armor, firepower, and speed. They're the most balanced. So, but it's all up to you, really, if you want to fight more mobile. So, for instance, heavy tanks are actually quite a good pairing with like just regular infantry because your infantry can't move very fast together because they're just marching. So a heavy tank with them isn't terrible because it won't slow them down much. But if you have like motorized infantry with a heavy tank, you're just wasting your motorized, you're wasting your resources on the trucks because the tanks slow them down. The very beginning of the synthetic oil thing to start with. I don't know if any of the
So that's a better version of this?
basically, yeah. If you hover over it, it'll tell you like any of this being synthetic platinum, which means you'll make synthetic oil. That's not terribly needed early in the game though, because you're not at war, so you can just trade with other countries. Your construction speed plus plus 10, and then that will open up your better resources. That one, just like the transistor, is a stupid idea because it opens up the rest of the tree. And then you see how industry right there, it has that little arrow thing.
This?
Yeah, that means they're mutually exclusive. So you can only go down one of the branches. And if you hover over, it tells you the difference. Basically, that gives you a better factory output because it's more condensed, but it's far easier for the bot to wipe out more of your manufacturing. Whereas that one is more sparse. Again, you don't really need to worry about that quite yet because you aren't at war.
Mm-hmm. So it seems like this might be the best.
I don't know. Check out infantry equipment because you do have. Because if you scroll down, there's more. You have mountaineers and paratroopers. What? 39. So you're actually at the peak of infantry weapons technology right now. That's the support weapons. But if you see, you have basic equipment in the weapons one. And then the 38, you'll be able to do improved infantry equipment. So your infantry equipment is actually not bad.
Yeah. All things considered.
Yeah. However, you do want to keep in mind your artillery is you only know how to make artillery. So you don't have anti-tank guns. However, with you putting focus on heavy tanks, I don't know how important anti-tank guns are.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-air though, and then these.
Considering it's not in war, I don't know how necessary this is right this moment.
I mean, it's still pretty good to get because because you know, especially this one because it's so fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like the field hospitals are good because it'll let you. If it doesn't get, should you have that? Can you do that right now? Please, you can research it. Yeah. Because you have motorized. It's 1960. Not 1960. Good God. 1936. Alright. I mean, you're saying that says you have free civilian factories. Which, if you look on the right there, all of that shit.
Hell is all this shit. God damn it.
Hover over it, read it, look at it, like it.
Building provides the state with improvement of infrastructure. I can't read it properly.
Increases your supply power in strategic regions and increases your division speed. Hover over your factory thing. You see the little 63 at the top? Top. Alright. So you have 7 military factories. Not a lot. The military factories are basically what you use to produce your military equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So building some more of those would not be stupid.
No.
That's that little green factory with the wrench that you see there.
This one?
Yeah. You click on that. Sure. So if it's blue, zoom out.
It's full.
Yeah. If it's green, it can go. Also, civilian factories are basically there's no currency in this game. Civilian factories are your currency. Essentially, you trade away part of your manufacturing power to get resources.